Hello, welcome back. We're back here in the studio here today, and we're going to do another shoe review from Altra Running. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. We're here inside today because outside it's snowing. Not that it stops me from running, but I figured instead of doing something outside, we'd be inside and do a shoe review because I have a couple of shoes I need to review. I mentioned them in a couple of videos that I need to get reviewed on these shoes. So today is another shoe from Altra Running, and today we're going to talk about the Paradigm 5. So here's what they look like here, right here, the Paradigm 5. So this is Altra Running's most cushioned, highest stack, most supportive shoe they have. This is max cushioning, max support, max responsiveness, max everything. It's also pretty much the max weight shoe for a road shoe from their lineup. So let's talk about the shoes today. First, some of the specifications of these shoes. These shoes at size 9 are 11.2 ounces, which is pretty heavy, or 318 grams, if I did my math correctly. So they're a pretty hefty shoe for a road shoe, but there's a lot of stuff in these shoes as well. They have a stack height of 30 millimeters, and it's all goodness in the 30 millimeters of stack height here, but there are some drawbacks to having such a big stack height and all this other stuff that's going on in here. So there's a main specification of the shoe as far as the weight and the stack height. Obviously, as Altra is 0 offset, so the thickness in the heel and the forefoot is the same, so there's no drop of any kind or offset. It's 0. So that's the typical thing for all Altra shoes, 0 offset. Anyway, how should we start this? Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff to talk about in these shoes. Then we'll talk about how they feel when you run in the shoes with all the stuff they have in here. So let's start on the outsole. We'll start from the bottom, work our way to the top. Here's the outsole. You can see there's plenty of coverage and real rubber. Not a lot of exposed foam, so we have all kinds of good durability. They improved the durability of these shoes, the Paradigm 5 over the Paradigm 4s and 3s and all that, by changing the material a little bit and adding all kinds of extra rubber here. So there's nothing that's no exposed foam here to rub against the ground and get worn down fast. So yeah, and I can support that this is a very durable outsole for this shoe. They do have obviously flex grooves in here to help the flex of the shoe, because boy does it need it, in my opinion at least. And yeah, very wide. It's kind of fat in the waist, kind of like me in the wintertime. So a lot of support there as well. Moving on to the talk about some of the cushioning in the midsole here. And fortunately, I don't have to look up a lot of stuff because it has all this stuff labeled. So here you can see it says, if I can get it right, Altra Ego. So I've talked about this foam in the past. I love the Altra Ego foam. I tried it first in the Escalantes. Oh my gosh, I still wear the Escalantes even though they're dead shoes now for me because I've worn them out. But the Altra Ego midsole foam is awesome. It's very responsive. It's very cushioned. It doesn't go all the way through. As you can see, it kind of tapers off and it has regular foam after that, but it has Altra Ego in here and it's wonderful. So also stuck in here to give you some support is what they call the stabilipods. So if you can look on here, and it says a really small that I probably can't show it, but it says stabilipods. So this is actually a hard plastic area right here to give some support, and there's actually a little bit on this side as well where it goes from like the squishy stuff to hard. So if I tap on it, it's plastic basically. So there's a stabilipods in here to help keep your foot stable. Moving on to staying on the same topic of stability, and again it's labeled on the shoe, is the guide rail. So you may not be able to see that, but it says guide rail right here. So this is actually elevated area here where it helps keep your foot supported, especially in the arch area. So you can see that it's higher on the medial side than on the non-medial side, the exterior side of the shoe. So this is like where your arch would be. So the medial side's inside, and it's got a higher area. That's the guide rail to help guide your foot along as you're transitioning from supposedly midfoot to forefoot. But also if you're a heel striker, it helps if you're a heel striker wearing zero drop shoes. So moving on from there to the upper. The upper is wonderful. It is engineered mesh upper, as they typically are. It's relatively breathable, so on these cold days, I can definitely feel the cold air coming through. But it offers a lot of protection, and it also has a lot of traits to it that help with the durability of the shoe. So here, starting at the front here, you have this this is something you would find on trail shoes. It has like a toe bumper area to help protect the front of the shoe from hitting things or from your toes going through it, that kind of thing. So it's got this little toe bumper area. Also provides some support to the upper as well. Then it has that mesh, that engineered mesh here to help with breathability. Has a standard lacing system, so it's nothing offset or asymmetrical or anything like that, just standard lacing system. Moving back to the heel. The heel is relatively structured, partly because of the guide rail, but it's a relatively well-structured heel cup back here. And this collar, holy mackerel, it is like, it's really foamy and soft and cushy, and it's just wonderful. And of course, to help get your shoes on, if you're older like me, there's a little heel tab here to pull your shoes on. The laces are standard laces. They're flat laces, which is fine. I recommend double knotting all your shoes all the time, but there's nothing's terrible about the laces, standard laces. The tongue is also nicely padded. So got padding on the back, got padding on the front, got padding below you. It's just padding, comfort, cush all around. It's just very nice. Moving on to the inside, well, you have some overlays here too. I just want to mention some of these overlays on the medial and on the exterior side, just to help give the upper a little bit of support. So anything else I want to talk about with these? No, just light, breathable, and cushy. Just cushiness all over the place. It's wonderful. Taking out the insole here, it has a 5mm contoured insole. Look at that. It's got some dog hair on it for my dog, but very nice contoured insole to help with added support, added cushion as well. And that's about it. Anything I missed here? Slightly rockered here to help with the transition from forefoot to toe off. Nothing special there. It's very durable. I've been running a few hundred miles in these shoes already, and they look like the day I bought them. Really, I sometimes land on my heel, which I shouldn't do, but that is not worn down hardly at all. My wife runs all her miles in these shoes, and she tends to wear out this part of the shoe here. And I just looked at her shoes, and they are starting to get a little worn out, but she murders shoes in that area because she's a forefoot striker and lands on the outside of her forefoot all 100%. Like, there's never any wear in the heel. So that's where you'll see some wear. But overall, a very durable shoe. How do they feel? Well, they're 11.2 ounces, like I said, so they feel heavy. They are not your tempo track race day shoe, although we have worn these. I've worn several iterations of these paradigms, the original ones, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, and same with my wife, and we both have run the Boston Marathon in these shoes because they have so much cushion, and downhills kind of hurt, but not really a race shoe in my opinion. It's a good recovery day shoe. It's a good long distance shoe. That kind of thing. So it's a little on the heavy side, feels a little clunky sometimes. I am surprised that the Altra Ego midsole is not, it feels a little different than what I've experienced in other shoes that have the Altra Ego. I don't know why. Maybe it's the guide rail, maybe it's the stabilipods, but it's not quite as, it's more responsive on the responsive side than on the cushy side. Granted, let me just say there is still a lot of cushion, but there's a lot of responsiveness, and if you ever want to feel the road or get a good feel of the road or anything, you will not feel anything in these shoes. You won't feel rocks, you won't feel the sidewalk bumps, you won't feel anything. So it's a little heavy. Like I said, this is a good recovery day shoe for me when I want to get out and get like 3, 4, 5 miles, nice and easy. Don't care about pace or anything like that. If I'm out for a real long run, sometimes I'll wear these shoes. Sometimes I'll wear my torn plushes because they're a little bit lighter and I can don't get as fatigued from the weight of those shoes as compared to these. So on my really, really long runs, I do feel some fatigue because I'm hauling around 11.2 ounces on my feet as opposed to like 9 ounces from the torn plush. So anyway, that's my review of the shoe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you have this shoe or you're interested in running this shoe, yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope I find it informational. Leave a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And until next time, peace. Oh, I do want to mention, you can't really see it, but I'm wearing the Boston Marathon sweatshirt. Got my Boston Marathon medals up, and because I'm super excited because we have a date for the 2021 Boston Marathon. It's in October of 2021, as opposed to April, which it's been that way for 150 years. In any case, we're excited. We're going to be starting a training block on that in the next few months to get ready for the 2021 Boston Marathon. Real race, nothing virtual. All right, we're out.